Ted, you generated over $4.2 million online over the years, but not only that, you've helped several people get to $10,000 plus, some even 100K plus a month online. What would you say to someone who wants to get to their 10K a month to start? Because 4.2 is a big gap, $4.2 million.
Sell one thing for 10 grand once every month, boom, that'll do it fast. If that's too much, if they don't know how to sell something for 10 grand, sell it for 5, just 2 sales a month. If they don't know how to do that, don't feel confident doing that, sell for 2.5 grand, 4 times, or sell one thing 10 times for $1,000. Then you have to ask, okay, well, what can I sell for $1,000? What can I sell for 2,500? What can people justify spending 5 grand, 10 grand for, right? Mm-hmm. And there's only 4 things. I tell everyone, there's only 4 things that you can sell online. You can either help somebody build more muscle or lose weight, which is like the beauty. Everyone will pay $1,000, no problem for that. You can help somebody find their soulmate or get more dates on Tinder or Bumble or whatever, or fix their marriage. Everyone will pay $1,000 for that. You can help somebody make more money or save money on taxes. Everyone will pay $1,000 for that. Or you can help somebody get out of chronic physical pain, back pain, neck pain, knee pain. Everyone will pay $1,000 or more for that. So as long as you can help somebody do one of those 4 things, you can easily justify charging more than $1,000 for it. And even if you don't specialize in any of those 4 things, that's completely fine, because you can just team up with someone who does specialize. And most people who do specialize in those 4 things suck at sales, they suck at marketing, they have no idea how to do an online business. So if you study the inner workings of how an online business works, how to market, how to sell online, you team up with an expert, they can be the face. All they do is make videos and you run the entire back end of the business. You can go 50-50 on the business, make a lot of money.
Okay, so it's like either they have their own business or they're building someone else's business with those big 4 areas.
I wouldn't say building someone else's business, I'd say partnering up with someone and building a business together.
Building a business together, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So it seems pretty straightforward as long as they can hit those big 4 areas of relationships, wealth, chronic pain, or beauty.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the biggest mistake you see beginners making that keeps them from hitting that first 10K?
There's not one biggest mistake. There's a bunch of mistakes. A very popular one is focusing on a bunch of other stuff other than the 3 C's. Let's say you have a good offer, right? Let's say the biggest mistake is not picking a big 4 offer. Sure, we'll say that's the biggest mistake. But outside of that, once you pick your offer, once you want to sell for $1,000, then there are 3 mistakes people make. They're not focusing on content, so their content's terrible. That content is like advertising. That content then leads to conversations. And a lot of people, they don't even have any conversations. They're not even talking to people who want to buy. Like they're afraid to get on the phone, they're afraid to text, they're afraid to chat with potential prospects. And then the 3rd mistake is from those conversations, if they ever do get a client, they don't put all their time, energy, effort into that client in order to turn them into a success story. But a success story is the most powerful thing you can have when you're just starting out. This is one of my biggest advantages. I just had a bunch of success stories, and so people instantly knew that the content they were watching was trustworthy because I had all these client success stories. So content, conversations, client success.
I do notice some people they'll have an offer and they're like, okay, now I should make sales, but how are people going to see that offer? So it sounds like the content is what's going to get the views to bring people to you. But then from the content, you got to generate conversations with those actual leads. And then once you get them into your programs, you got to put some love and care into the client so that they get the results, testimonials, and that will bring in more clients.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be in that order, mind you. It doesn't have to be content, conversation, client. You can start with the client. Just work with somebody for free. Get them crazy good result, then make content about how you got them a crazy good result.
And how would you find that person?
You can find that person on your phone contact list. Probably know somebody.
So it could be someone in your network already.
Yeah, and if you don't know them directly, then you just ask them, who do they know?
Do you know someone who could use help with with whatever you're specializing in?
Yep, hey, who do you know?
Ted, you've been doing this for several years. How many years now?
6 maybe?
6 years.
6 years of like helping other people do it, but I've been doing it myself for like 15 years now.
15 years, so that sounds like over 10 years before you were helping people do it, but you were just doing it yourself as a health coach or whatever?
Yeah.
I know you probably went through lots of trial and error, so how can someone save a decade right now? And if you were to go back in time, like what would you focus on if you were just starting now?
Well, I was very much against high ticket. Like I was against selling the $1,000 thing. So my whole waste of time was trying to sell and trying to get rich off $14 ebooks, $47 courses, that sort of thing. And what I did do right was put out a lot of content. I built a lot of goodwill with my audience, very niche as well. And I just put out content that was helping people by sharing all the mistakes that I had made and saw other people making. So for example, I was in the raw food niche. Some of my most popular videos that eventually got me a lot of my clients were like top 3 mistakes raw food noobs make, or the top 5 mistakes I wish I didn't make earlier. So I put out a ton of content. I did that correctly. But the mistake I made was I was trying to sell these $14 ebooks and $30 courses, $47 courses. And it wasn't until I started selling high ticket that I started to make a lot of money. I think you've just got to wrap your head around the fact that people do pay high ticket for things, and they would rather pay high ticket for things to get it done right. In the same way you get on an airplane, the first class seats are always taken, right? Why is that? Business class are always taken. It's always full. Because people are willing to pay high price.
It's the same flight, but it's a different experience.
Same flight, same destination, completely different experience. And even if it's not like that much better, even if it's a bit better, people are willing to pay a lot more money for it. So, yeah, you know this, you've flown premium class, you know the difference between premium and economy.
Big difference.
Big
I don't
difference.
want to go back to economy.
Exactly, you never want to go back. And even if it costs, well, Kuba, it's an extra $1,000, you're like, I don't care, done. So same with online. Yeah, you can buy a PDF on how to lose weight for $15. Or you could pay someone $1,000 and they'll guide you through the next 2 months of helping you lose weight. Boom.
Exactly. That sounds
So,
powerful.
There are always going to be people out there who are willing to spend money on premium things. I'm one of them, my uncle's one of them, I have a lot of friends that are like that as well. We don't want the cheap shit, we want the best. When I'm buying stuff online now, I used to sort by cheapest. Now I sort by highest. I'm like, just give me the best. I'm not gonna waste my time with the lowest shit. Just give me the best.
Exactly. All right, so now the person watching crafted their amazing offer that's worth over $1,000, maybe $5K even, and they're ready to go. They're ready to make content, get some clients. What's a daily action that you recommend that they should take?
Every night before bed, this is what I did at least. I don't know what they want to do, but for me, my daily action, if I could look back and I could see one thing that I did really well, really consistently, is every night before bed, I'd take out my notebook and I would map out my sales flow of like, okay, what does it actually look like from someone going from cold to sold? Where are they coming from and how are they getting into my program? I would draw that out every night, my cold to sold flow. And then I would change that a lot over the weeks and months and years of me drawing it out until I finally have it perfected now, like I do. But I recommend that, being able to visualize how does somebody not know who I am and then give me money. It's a very cool thing to map out. It's like alchemy.
And then just ingrained in your brain.
Yeah, so I know how people, like a lot of people online who are watching this right now, maybe they're like, but how do people give me money? How am I gonna make money? Well, draw it out, map it out. How do you think? They're probably gonna find you on YouTube or Instagram. They're probably gonna watch one of your videos because of the title or the thumbnail. You're probably gonna have a call to action in there. They're probably gonna click on the link in the description or link in your bio, or they're probably gonna DM you because you told them to DM you as a call to action. You're probably gonna strike up a conversation. That conversation could probably lead to a quick phone call. That phone call could lead to a longer phone call. That longer phone call could lead to a sale.
If you want to make money as a content creator, make sure to check the free guide below that shows you how to do it and get started today. Let's get back into the video.
Pretty obvious when you map it out like that. And you have to ask yourself, okay, well, why does somebody watch the video? Why does somebody take me up on the call to action? Why does somebody engage in the conversation? And then you start understanding the psychology behind every step. And again, it becomes so obvious why somebody would do that. But then, so I would do that every night. I'd map that out. That's a very good habit. And in addition to that, I would write out the one thing I've got to do the following day to move me closer to making my dream a reality. So based on that cold to sold flow, which aspect am I gonna work on tomorrow? Is it the content? If so, am I gonna film that video? Or is it the freebie that I'm giving away? If so, what's the freebie? How am I gonna make it tomorrow? And almost everything on that cold to sold flow, whether it's the script or the freebie or the content, whatever, and almost everything can be done in a day, no problem. So if your cold to sold flow has like 7 steps, then you spend 1 day working on each step, and after 7 days, you've got the whole flow built out, ready to go.
That's true.
And that's basically what we do with our clients. We spend 7 days with them, sometimes 2 days, we cram it all into 2 days, and we just get everything done, the whole flow, start to finish, including the offer. It does not need to take long, it just requires knowing the answer to a lot of questions. And one of the biggest questions is, will this make people click or will this make people buy? If yes, cool, let's do it. If not, let's fix it. And that's the problem with most people. They don't know what actually gets people to click, they don't know what actually gets people to buy.
How can people either learn about our program, or maybe if they're not ready and they need to find out more first, like what can they do? What's a resource they could check out?
They could probably go to tedcarclass.com and get the class on what we do. That's probably a good place to go, tedcarclass.com.
Okay, I'll put that in the description. One last question. So say someone has this all set up, they got their cold to sold flow, they're getting clients, they're making money, they're at 5 to 10K. What's the next step for them? How do they scale up?
Spend the money. Don't take profit. That's another thing I did very, very well early on. I had really good mentors on YouTube. I just watched a bunch of YouTube videos because I couldn't afford mentorship. But when I started making money, one of the first things I started doing because of the mentorship I received for free on YouTube, they said, don't take profit. Just spend it all. Put it back all into yourself or into the business. And they're like, at least get a virtual assistant, but just spend money to like delegate stuff. If not a virtual assistant, hire a cook, hire a maid, hire a cleaner, hire someone to do grocery shopping for you, but just get rid of all the stuff that you don't want to do or don't need to do necessarily. So spend the money. Part of spending that money involves spending money on books, courses, conferences, traveling to places for mastermind events, getting one-on-one coaching in a certain area. If I was going to get one-on-one coaching, which I've done many times, spent over 100 grand on one-on-one coaching, I'd make sure it's specific on either getting help with my traffic generation, because I need more traffic, or getting specific help with my sales, because I need to convert higher, or getting specific help with building up my team, so I can delegate things more effectively and have better closers and better coaches, etc. And then fourthly, actually, I'd invest in getting some help with taxes. Invest in a good tax team to help you make sure you're legal and you're not paying a ridiculous amount of taxes. And you don't have to deal with taxes. Like, I don't deal with taxes, dude. I send my receipts, I send my credit card statements, I send my PayPal, my Stripe statements to our tax team. They take care of everything for me.
Beautiful.
I don't need to deal with any bullshit. I sign a paper once a year and boom, taxes are done.
That's easy. I would love to do that as well. That's a lot of gems, but the biggest takeaway I got is the word delegation. Just delegate stuff, make other people do the work, so that frees up time to do more higher, like income generating tasks that you can focus on your specialty and your team does the rest, or you hire people to do stuff that you don't need to waste time with.
Yeah, the maids just left. They were here for 3 hours.
Dude, the house is spotless right now.
I would never do that, bro. And even if I could do that, I would be so drained at the end of it. I'd be so drained I couldn't make a video like this.
And it'll probably take me double the time to do that.
And it wouldn't be as good.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's got that woman's touch now.
Well, it's like, I filmed a bunch of ads this week, and I was thinking of editing it, and I just sent it to her editor, and she got it back the next day, all of them done. And I'm like, I would have taken me a few days, and I'm just like, this is so much easier. Just send it to someone, and I got to do other cool
Such a
things
good
in
habit.
the meantime.
Plus, it's a business expense. So if you get taxed, let's say you make 100 grand in a year. If you don't spend it, you're getting taxed on 100 grand. But if you take that 100 grand and you give 50 of it away to like employees or freelancers or whatever, to people who are working for you, you pay 50K less on taxes. Or you're taxed on 50K less, I should say.
Yeah, because it's a business expense.
Yeah, so spend. That's why I always get the newest phone. I always have the best phone, the best equipment. It's all business expenses. It lowers my taxes. I don't mind spending money because it's gonna make the business better and it's gonna lower my taxes.
Beautiful. Thanks for the insight, Ted. We'll leave it at that because I don't want to give too much information overload. I'd rather the viewer take action, implement what we talked about, and get some results ASAP.
Cool.
And check the link below for tedcarclass.com to learn how you can start making money faster online. Much love.
Peace.